I'm Jay Taylor. I'm the editor of a newsletter called Jay Taylor's Gold, Energy, and Tech Stocks. I'm also the host of a radio show called Turning Hard Times into Good Times. It airs every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Pacific on the Voice America Business Channel. I'm here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver. It's November 16, 2019, and I'm here with Hubert Bouchard, who is in charge of corporate development at Radisson Mines, and a very, very interesting story. High-grade mine, the OBrien Mine. You're exploring in and around the OBrien Mine and going deeper, and you've recently found sort of a new concept, a geological model that seems to be working. Mm-hmm. And the OBrien Mine was one of the highest grade mines. It is the highest grade mine, I think, in the history of Quebec.
Yep.
And so you're finding grades that are similar. Talk to us a little bit about what you're planning to do, what your business model is, and what you're planning to do with the OBrien Mine.
So as you mentioned, the OBrien Mine is the richest mine by grade in Quebec, produce almost 600,000 ounces at 15 grams per ton. Our game plan on that project is to basically show that this mine is not so unique as the investment community seems to think since maybe 1957, because production ended in 57 at OBrien. And over the years, there was a small exploration program done from years to years and never really well put together. And in 2019, based on the historical production and more than 100,000 meters of drilling done on the property, we were able to come to the market with a new lithostructural model, showing why the old OBrien mine is there and how we can define more and expand the potential for that mine. So what we found out is that we have 4.5 kilometers of the Cadillac Break, but also there's the presence of a secondary fault called the Lake-Imo fault. And the model we've developed is that the high-grade mineralization is mainly associated to a conjugated system of veins, and usually when the system cross or the veins cross, that's where we see the highest grade and the greater widths. So right now it's very exciting because we're drilling. We've got a 20,000 meter drill program, and it's the first time that the new model is being used for exploration and resource expansion on the property. So it's very exciting.
It is, and you just recently put a drill hole down, I think 300 meters below the current resource, right?
Exactly.
And talk to us about that, because that was very exciting. I think it's sort of akin to the kind of grades that the OBrien mine was producing from, right?
Yeah, even higher. We obtained 66.7 grams per ton gold.
More than 2 ounces per ton.
2 ounces, over 4.7 meters. And that happened to be 300 meters below the deposit or the resource area. So that's at 850 meters. And the old OBrien mine went down to 1.1 kilometer, and our resource area has been defined from surface down to 550 meters. So not only the model shows potential within the resource area for resource expansion and conversion, but it's also basically helping the company improve its drill targeting at depth. So now we're very confident about that model. It's a very first good sign of validation, and the market should be waiting for more drill results in the coming weeks and months.
So you have more drill holes. Have you drilled then above between the current resource and that 300 meter hole?
Yeah.
So are those kind of infill drilling then between the current resource? And are those the results we might be looking for, or what?
Well, the next results in the coming weeks, I would say, will be a mix of infill drill holes within the resource area, so from surface down to 550 meters. What we've also done is drilled a whole 100 meters west of the intercepts that we obtained, and 50 meters down dip. So this will be available in the coming weeks or so. And right now we've been drilling also closer to the resource area and the same vertical extent as the recent intercept that we've had. So it's a mix of infill drill holes, exploration. We're trying to basically define the lateral extent of those high-grade ore shoots that we're identified in the resource area. The drill hole we've published is a first good indication, and once we define that strike, we will be able to climb our way up very quickly and build ounces very effectively, we believe.
So if that model holds up, you'll be drilling and looking for those intersections where the veins cross, and doing that. I mean, you'll be doing that, I guess, along strike wherever you see those intersections. That's where you'll focus.
Exactly, trying to basically hit that cross cutting pattern, and then see the lateral strike of that ore shoot. Usually the grade and the thickness is better at the crossing,
Right, yeah.
And the further you go,
It gets less rich.
Less rich.
Yeah.
So
you'll be trying to, first of all, locate those high-grade intersections, I guess, and then drilling in between those, I suppose, infill drilling at some point.
Exactly, yeah.
So what are you planning for next year? Do you have your drill program set up yet, or are you still, is that still in the works as you digest the information coming forward?
Well, right now we're working on a 20,000 meter drill program that should end early in February. And of course, we'd like to expand that drill program moving forward. We're in a well-positioned, we are well-positioned right now with a good treasury. Our G&A is fully covered until the end of 2021. That drill program is covered as well. Another important aspect is that we're working on de-risking the asset through permitting. Usually it's a 2 years process in Quebec. We've recently completed all the environmental studies to file for permits, so we'll be filing for permits by the end of the year, and we expect to be permitted in 2020. And again, more drilling to come as well, and eventually a resource estimate based on all of those drilling results.
And so you're so going forward, then I guess you're really looking at trying to prove. Are you thinking of? You have a lot of other mills in that area, which to me is reduces the risk of investing in your company right now, because if you can prove up viable, rich material that you can. But what are your that you can use? Other mills will be hungry for, but. What is your desire? What is the corporate desire? To go alone, to build up a deposit large enough to justify your own mill and do it all yourself, or what?
Well, we'd like to bring the project at a point in time where it could support a mill being built on the property. That being said, we don't necessarily see the necessity of building the mine ourselves. The main goal behind the company is to generate value for our shareholders. So once the market cap reaches a level that is interesting, we'll have to decide, well,
where do
we
you
want
go
to put
from
this into production, or we want to get a good premium and try to get a merger that makes sense and that equals 1 + 1 = 3. So
yeah. Well, as a shareholder, I like to know that your interests are aligned with mine. Your management owns a fair amount of stock in this company.
Yeah, around 11% of the company. We have a strategic advisor as well, who's an ex-fund manager out of Montreal. He owns personally 5.6% of the company. Mr. Rob McEwen recently invested into Radisson as well personally, and we've got good institutional support in Switzerland, in Texas, and in Quebec, and even in Toronto. So the share structure is quite healthy at the moment.
So we're going to look for, just winding up here, the catalyst that investors should be aware of: drill results, and just try to piece those together and see how the deposit hangs together, I guess, is what we really want to know.
Yeah, drill, and the permitting.
How much drilling
as well.
This year, more or less?
We're looking at 20,000 meter.
This year, and then next year, you don't know yet, maybe?
Not yet, but it will be expanded.
Will be good.
Yeah.
I think it should be really good. Well, thank you very much, Hubert.
Thank you very much,
Really
Mr.
great
Taylor.
chatting with you again, and this is a good story. I own the shares and look forward to making a lot of money with it, hopefully.
Me too. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure being here.
Thank you.